The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Hey, you know what I like to do? Just follow me on this.
Hey, that fire still burns bright here in Las Vegas.
And one future.
Boys.
Talk about commitment to excellence, just win, baby. Once a Raider, always a Raider. You walk in this building, you can feel it.
It starts with our DNA, ill intent, physicality.
7 memorable decades. 30 Pro Football Hall of Famers. 25 postseason victories. 5 AFL and AFC championships. And 3 Super Bowl titles. Though names, faces, and locations have changed, one constant remains: the unyielding will to win.
O'Connell under center. Gets the snap. 7-step drop. Eyes. Takes the shot. Deep down the field. He's got a man open. It's Tucker in stride at the 20. 11 seconds to go. Shotgun to O'Connell. Backpedaling. Lobbing to the end zone. Trying to get Adams. Makes the ground. Touchdown Raiders. O'Connell looking to throw on 2nd and long. Pressure up the middle. He's backpedaling. He finds Hooper at the 50. Cuts to the middle. 45-40. Hooper running with Surtain. And he's spun down at the 31. 1st and 10 on the 33. Pump fakes to the left. Takes the shot. Deep down the left sideline. Open man at the 5 is Myers. Catches. Walks in. Touchdown Raiders. And the final play of the 2023 season is the victory formation.
Yo, welcome everybody. I already in the chat, them OG real ones. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your guy, always being in the building, waiting for me to come on. So, the Las Vegas Raiders, right, have cut Carter Bradley. Who are they making room for? Will it be a defensive end to replace Christian Wilkins? Will it be an offensive lineman to maybe replace Kappa until Alex Rogers is ready? Or could it possibly be a defensive back, whether it be a safety, a corner? We're going to break all that down. We're going to get into it. Let me know in the chat, man, who do you think before we even start? What is the biggest position of need? And drop me a name, right? Don't just come on this channel and say, oh, the Raiders need a corner. What corner? Who? Who is the guy? Do we trade for him, right? Do we go get him? Is it a Mike Hilton? Is it another name? Let me know in the comments, who do you feel the Raiders need to go get to solidify this defense so we can keep up with our offense? Let's get into it. Let's break it all down. You already seen the live. What's good, man? Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Geomex in the building. Chat lives matter. We're trying to do this a little bit different so I don't get so far in the chat behind, or so far behind in the chat. Can't even talk. Let me know how the lighting looks, how the sound looks. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you feel me? No, you can't feel me. What's good? Jason Ruiz in the building. Who else we got? Unleashed Raider in the building. My guy Alex Sam. Geomex in the building, man. Appreciate you messaging and comment after the comments. Appreciate you, my guy. Justin Simmons or Blackman at safety. Hey, I'm down with that. I'm hoping to see Sante Samuels may be available and healthy. But let's just start right there, right? Let's get into it. You know, the Las Vegas Raiders released Carter Bradley. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be a big name? Do they have a trade in mind? Could you possibly Dylan Parham, we've heard the talks, we've heard the rumors. Could it possibly be Thayer Munford? I don't see why we get rid of anybody on the offensive line unless we have somebody to come in and solidify that spot, and we can, possibly get rid of one of those guys like a Thayer Munford. No disrespect to him, but he's been here a while. He hasn't really proven anything except for the fact that he got his job taken by a third-round pick, in his first rookie year. So do they put him at guard? They've been trying him at guard. Is that a position he can thrive in? We're going to break that all down, but let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Killer, what's good? Appreciate you. Grim in the building. What's good, man? Appreciate y'all pulling up. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go first. I'll wait for your comments. I'm gonna keep up today. I'm gonna keep up. So my guy Alex says Asante Samuel, if he's healthy. I'll take Asante Samuel all day. But what I prefer more than anything is Justin flipping Simmons. Now hear me out. He's 6'2", right? 200 pounds. That's the Pete Carroll MO. That's a Pete Carroll guy. That's a guy that, Pete Carroll wants over the middle, protecting the last line of defense, right? The last soldier standing back there. Justin Simmons fits that bill. But let me throw you another reason. Justin Simmons was released by the Broncos. Yes, the orange and blue Denver Donkeys, right? You don't think that man has a chip on his shoulder? That is one of the best players in Broncos history. And if you think I'm bullshit or I'm lying to you, man, go look up his stats. Go look at the facts. Justin Simmons is one of the greatest players the Broncos have ever had. So you don't think that man's going to come in the silver and black, rocking the shield with a chip on his shoulder every time we play the Denver Broncos? Or anybody in the AFC West. The experience he has against Patrick Mahomes in the Kansas City Chiefs. The experience he has against a guy like Justin Sherbert, soft like butter over there in the Chargers. So the experience factor, he knows the AFC West, right? More than anything. To me, that's number one on the list. You go sign this man. You have a roster spot. You bring him into camp. See if he can help this team. And if he can, cool. If he doesn't, then you move on. But I feel he still has enough in the tank where he can help these young guys, probably only keeping, again, 4 safeties, maybe 1, possibly 2 on the practice squad, depending on how these guys show out in camp, right? But if anything, you got a sure safety, right? And I'm sure you could put him at strong. You could put him at free safety. You could play him probably anywhere on the field, right? Probably don't want to put him at corner, but I'm sure you could if you had to. So that's my guy, man. Now, the money, what it is, I don't know. Is it the character that we talk about constantly on this team? The football IQ that we talk about constantly on this team, that's shouldn't even be a question, right? I mean, his record, his career speaks for himself. To me, that's the main guy you bring in. That's a guy that's going to solidify, like I said, this backfield with him and Jeremy Chin. Come on, man. Come on. You are not going over the middle. It's going to be a no-fly zone in Allegiant Stadium. I might have to change it to no-fly zone instead of a Legion of Boom. So, $8 million a year, Simmons. I'm paying him that. We still have 30-something on our books. I mean, yeah. You can pay him guaranteed money and not even get. Damn, my green screen is way fucked up. Whoop. Let me fix that. Looks a little better. Good Lord. Wasn't even paying attention to the screen. So, I mean, yeah, I'm paying him $8 million, definitely. He's a guy, like I said, with his experience, his knowledge of the AFC West, the offensive coordinators in the AFC West. This is a guy you bring in the building. If you're trying to win now, if you're trying to compete for a playoff spot and, maybe deeper into the playoffs, that's a guy you bring in my opinion. Lawrence, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you. Let me keep up with this chat today. Clowney has Seattle connections. Slow down, Alex. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Let me start that. Parham undersized and strength has been an issue. Trade him. Timeout, bro. Timeout. Listen to me and then tell me if you want to trade him, right? Yes, Dylan Parham is undersized. But from what I hear and the report I have, which I'm going to get into some mailbags, and man, if you want to leave, a comment in a mailbag and have it, read on the show or played on the show, either way, you can leave a message, you can leave a voicemail. I will drop the link for members only. Again, it's got to be members only because otherwise it's just going to get crazy. And I trust my members. I don't think anybody's going to pay you to be a member just to be a troll, but I could be wrong. So I will put it in the members only link. Y'all could drop your mailbags. You'll have it brought up on the show. But from what I understand, the Raiders are trying to fill, right? They're trying to fill that left side. Whether it's Dylan Parham, whether it's Jordan Meredith, or, whether it's going to be Thayer Munford. We don't know. But I think they don't know either. They're trying to find that guy. But most importantly, they need a guy on the backup side, right? Whether it's Meredith, whether it's Parham, it's not going to be Thayer Munford, right? In my opinion. Thayer Munford cannot play center. He can play both tackle spots. He could, they're trying to get him to play right guard. Left guard is probably a question. So, he has that for him. He basically could play tackle spots. So I don't see him going nowhere. If somebody goes down at tackle, we don't have anybody to really step in and be that guy. We have a bunch of guys on this roster that have played tackle before. But Thayer Munford, has shown that he can be that guy when healthy. When AP took over, he locked down that left side for a little bit, right? So, with that being said, I don't see Thayer Munford going anywhere. Dylan Parham is the same thing, right? If you're trying to find a backup that can play, that swing role, whether it's center, whether it's right guard, whether it's left guard, Dylan Parham is that guy. He has experience not only in college, but for the Raiders, playing center. When Andre James went down 2 years ago, he has experience playing right guard. He has experience playing left guard. Now, I've heard he's been getting a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. The weight is a problem, but with his athleticism, when he's healthy, he showed that he can lock down his side, right? He can hold his own. Now, not every single game, and that's a problem. You want a guy that's consistent. But as far as backup goes, right, we have other positions that aren't sure. We might want to keep, 7 corners instead of 6. We might want to keep 7 receivers instead of 6. We might want to keep, right, 6 linebackers instead of 5. It depends, right? It depends on what these guys do in camp. So having a guy that's versatile, like Thayer Munford, that can play. Now he's been, working at the left side, so he can play the left guard spot. He can play both tackles position. That's a valuable guy to me, right? That's a guy, that you can move around. So he's a rotational piece. Same thing with Dylan Parham. He can play center, left, and right. Now, from what I understand, from the little birdie in my ear, is they've been trying to figure out what they want to do with my guy Jordan Meredith. Not release him, not trade him, not cut him. But they're trying to figure out, right? Do they want him to be that backup guy? Because linemen get injured all the time on the offensive line, right? It's a tough, physical, brutal sport. So you got to have those guys that can come in and fill in when they have to. And you can't have 10 offensive linemen, right? You can't have 12 offensive linemen. It takes up too many roster spots. So if you can get away with having 8 or 9 guys and, 1 or 2 or 3 on the practice squad that you can bring in dire situations, which we had last year, dire situations. We had 2 different games, I believe, where we were down to only 5 offensive linemen. Now, those situations are rough, right? We did have guys on the practice squad that we brought up for the next game. But you want to have as less guys as possible that can fill as many roles. So that's why I think Munford's not going anywhere, Dylan Parham is not going anywhere, and Jordan Meredith is not going anywhere. I believe those guys are a lock to make this team. unless somebody calls, with some stupid, ridiculous trade value and says, hey, I really like Thayer Munford. He's a guy that we could use, plug in on the left side at guard, or even, right side as a backup in case, somebody gets hurt. Somebody might have an older guy that, has some injury issues. Thayer Munford would be a good position. But I don't see, like I said, unless they're offering some crazy amount, I don't see these guys going anywhere. I think if they were going to trade them, they would have released them already. I think the Carter Bradley, a lot of question is why they're releasing Carter Bradley right now at this time. We report to camp, or the rookies report to camp, not we. The rookies report to camp in 2 days. Can I get some thumbs up in the chat, man, if y'all are pumped up and can't wait till these dudes get on the field with pads on, no shorts, right? Shorts and a helmet, no soft touching, no pitter patter, clickety clack, bang bang. Man, thumbs up in the chat, please. I can't wait. Tyler Hilton, what's good, man? I appreciate you. How far in this chat we got? Okay, cool. I ain't too far behind. Sweet. So, yeah, man, that's what I feel. I feel, whatever you want to say about Dylan Parham, yeah, he's a little light. But he was also, before he got hurt, graded in the 70s, PFF grade. When he's healthy, when he's playing, his grade stays in the 70s. That's better than anybody we've have on the offensive line right now, including JPJ and including DJ Glaze. Now, the only two guys graded higher than him are Colton Miller, who's having contract, issues, playing with no guaranteed money. That's going to be an issue. That's going to be a problem. So I don't feel you get I guess you got Charles Grant that could play one side, but they haven't worked him at both sides. Thayer Munford can. Dylan Parham can. And like I'm saying, they're trying to figure out if they want Jordan Meredith to be that backup guy. From what I hear, they're trying to give him reps at center to see if he can play the backup center role, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm gonna tell you why. Will Putnam, what is the problem? Is this guy is he just not showing out in camp? Is he not putting in the effort? Because I've broke it down before. Like, this guy won every award. He breaks all the records at Clemson for most starts by any player except for 2 in their history, right? At center, the guy could play center. He could play both guard positions. He's another guy that you can move all around the line. But at center, he won every award possibly, there is to win at the center position. So I don't know what the problem is with Will Putnam, but why would you try to work a guy into center, like a Jordan Meredith, who has played left and right guard? That is his position. He can play those guards. Keep him on the team or start him at one of those positions. So I know that's the problem the Raiders are having. And, that's discussion that they're having also with Alex Kappa. Is he going to be, overtaken day one, or is it going to take a couple games into the season? We're going to find out very soon. But I believe that he could possibly start day one. Really. I mean, he's more athletic, he's stronger, he's physical than Kappa. And sometimes, experience doesn't really help if you don't have the speed or the power or the skill, the athleticism anymore to be able to get to one guy and, clip another guy or double team and get off and chip a linebacker. Speed is a big deal nowadays on the offensive line in the NFL. These linebackers are so fast, it's ridiculous, right? You got linebackers running 4.40s that are 260. I mean, come on, it's absolutely ridiculous in the NFL. So I believe you got to have depth. I don't see Parham going nowhere, but I don't see why they're trying Meredith at the center position. It makes no sense to me when you already got a guy that you can make, the backup. And if nobody's winning the spot, then yeah, I can see the problem. But if Meredith's ahead, which from what I hear, he is, but they just don't, there's that dilemma. Is it Parham? Is it Meredith? Or can Thayer Munford play that position on the left guard, at a consistent level? So all those questions will be answered very, very, very soon. Let me get into the chat. So yeah, I just don't think you trade Thayer Munford. I think he's too valuable. But if it was me, my opinion right now, My starting five for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2025, day one against the New England Patriots, is very simple. It's Colton Miller, it's Jordan Meredith, it's JPJ, it's Caleb Rogers. Yes, I'm throwing a rookie into the fire. I think he's smart enough. He's played enough football. He's had enough snaps, and I believe he can pick up the defense. Read the defenses and pick them up pretty good. He's a very smart kid. That's why they brought him in. If you hear him talk, he's above his age. He talks like he's already a 5-year, 10-year vet in the NFL. The man is very intelligent, and he has the athleticism, the strength, all the intangibles to start day one. Now, are they willing to risk that? We'll see. But I believe that would be my guy. That would be my guy. Is Caleb Rogers, and then of course DJ Glaze. That's my starting five. My backup would of course be Thayer Munford, Caleb Rogers. I mean not Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, and then Dylan Parham. And you could probably get away with those 8 guys. And if you can get away with those 8 guys for the season, man, that leaves 1 or 2 roster spots open for somewhere else. Now, when I did my roster breakdown, go check it out. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. If there's anybody on Facebook watching, I keep forgetting it's a new thing. We just started over there. I can see your comments over here. I found out last night from my boy Piano Man. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. So, man, this light is bright and it's killing me. Hold up. Is that better? All right, a little better. Felt like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I was so damn white. So that's my take on the offensive line, man. That's where I would go with that. Charles Grant, you're grooming him. You're keeping Thayer Munford to, help him. If anybody goes down at the tackle position, you got a guy, that's a veteran already. Yes, he's a veteran. 4 years in the NFL, is a vet. So that's the way I'm going with that. Now, as far as Clowney, I mean, it's a money question. We already know what he can do. He would be absolutely devastating on this roster. But who's he taking reps from? Who gets cut, right? Who gets put on the practice squad and stole from some other team, because he breaks out in camp? Are he shining when the preseason comes, right? That's my only question. Do you risk a chance of losing a guy like Jaw Joyner, right? Like Jafari Harvey? I think both of those guys somehow make this team, whether it's practice squad, whether it's roster. I think they both make the team. Jafari Harvey, we haven't heard much about. But I'm telling you, man, this kid is a monster, and you don't want to pass on a chance like that. So I would bring in Clowney in camp, and you just don't give him as many reps, right? He's gonna have to flash on the short amount of reps he has, and you tell him straight up when you bring him in the building, right? This is why we're bringing you in. We need your veteran leadership to help some of these young guys. We already know what you can do on the field, right? We're going to put you in some reps. We're going to see, if you still got it. And if you're still that guy when you get those opportunities, then you're going to make this roster. But we have young guys behind you that we want to develop, and we want to see what they have. And the only way to do that is to get them the most rest possible. So if you come at a guy like that and you explain, to a veteran, look, this is why we need you and this is why we want you here, more times than not, they're going to be cool with that, right? If they see what the Raiders are building. The whole entire world sees what the Raiders are building over here right now. And why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? So that's my thing. If you can get them to come in and know you're not going to get a whole bunch of reps in camp, you're not probably going to play a lot in the preseason. But if you do make the most of those opportunities when you are out there, then you're going to make a roster spot. And if you don't produce, when football comes, you ain't making a team. So that's how I feel on that. Salute to the nation, my guy. If you want your comments read, please, if you're not on a phone and you don't have emojis, if you are, the little green tree, right? There's a little green tree. Just put the green tree in your question or your answer if I'm asking you a question, if something you want me to say or see, if you're just talking to each other, which I encourage, right? Talk to each other in the chat, you know, get to know each other. We're trying to build a family and a community here. If you're over on Facebook, you know, and you want to pop over to YouTube, if there's anybody watching, I don't know why I can't tell if there's anybody watching. I'll figure it out. But, however, anything after but is bullshit. Why do I keep saying but? So, yeah, man, that's what's good with that. That is average salary. I mean, average salary is, if it's $8 million, I'm paying that, right? I'm paying that. But I just don't know why he's still out there. That's my question, is why is he still out there? What is the reason? Nobody is taking a flyer on Justin Simmons. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Don't get it. So yeah, man, if you could, like I said, hashtag or put the little green tree before any comments. That way it doesn't go like 4.5 hours like the last night live. That shit was wild. Well, shout out to everybody that rock with me. Shout out to the people that watch afterwards, man. I appreciate all of y'all. I don't know why I keep passing up this comment. I'm trying to read it. Jeez Louise. Rebel, I have to say that new camera is really doing well. You don't know that you don't look what? Green to yourself, right? Yeah, it helps. It helps. So shout out to everybody that supports the channel and, you know, got us a new camera. And I hope it's not autofocusing on y'all like it is on me, like it did last night. I meant to go back and watch the replay. Can somebody let me know? Does my camera go in and out? Is it refocusing? Because if so, I will turn it off autofocus for the next live. I won't be able to do it tonight. What do we got? What do we got? My guy, Taylor Hilton, what's good? Look, man, football is back. I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling there now. I know, hate my team. Good content creator, Raider, and I'm born in Down syndrome. Salute to you guys in the chat. Shout out to my guy, Tyler Hilton, man. Appreciate you dropping in. Everybody welcome Tyler Hilton, the Kansas City fan. And there's no hate in this chat. You know we hate your team, but only because they've been kicking our ass for so many years over the last couple years. So it's all love. It's all love in here. And I appreciate you dropping in, man. You're welcome anytime. I'm calling it now. I think the Las Vegas Raiders is better than the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. You are more than welcome in the chat anytime. You are now a member, bro. Somebody give this man a membership. Too bad I can't pick the memberships. But shout out, man. Love it. Bring the energy over here. Yes. Yes. I like your stream and I'm a new subscriber to YouTube. Hey, I appreciate you for being a new subscriber to YouTube. And if you subscribe to the channel, I appreciate that too, man. Appreciate it a lot. I want to support any content creators. That's my goal. My guy, I love the goals and the expectations, but I don't think there's enough hours in the day to support just the Raiders content creators. We're deep over here, man. There's somebody on. There's probably 3, 4, 5 different content creators on every night, and probably the same amount in the daytime. So, but there's plenty to watch. There's plenty to watch. I appreciate you supporting all of us. It's a great goal. Chiefs will fall off and stink. I don't know, man. They're still the team to go through, though, right? They're still the team to go through. Also, what do you think about the signing? I don't mean to stop and cut off. I don't even know what I was talking about before I got into the chat. But what do you think about the new signing of Trey Smith, right? The guard for the Kansas City Chiefs signed a 94. Hold on. I got to remember in my Rolodex. What, $94 million 4-year contract. I do believe it comes out to like 20. I'm trying to do the math in my head. 23 something, 3.25 million with I want to say 70 guaranteed. Did they not see the Super Bowl? That's my question. Did they not see the Super Bowl? But shout out to the Chiefs, you know, keeping a guy in the building. I like Justin Simmons, but he's a great player and best corner in the league. He's a monster, man. He ran the backfield for the Broncos for a long, long time. And when you, like I said, when you got a guy that has a chip on his shoulder, you have to bring him to the AFC West. Just look at what, you know, Kansas City, your team, brought in Marcus Allen, right? I just had like 3 or 4 names that went to the Kansas City Chiefs, and I just totally drew a blank. As soon as I said Marcus Allen, I just started thinking of all kinds of great plays. But yeah, you know, when teams go to the rival division, they usually do pretty well, right? They have something to prove. They want to show that they shouldn't have been traded, cut, let go, whatever the situation was. Rick Rock in the building was good. Salute, brother, Raider Rebel, sister Candy, and the Silver and Black Nation family. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out. We shall see what happens with the O-line battle in camp. We shall see. But just remember what I say, what I'm saying. Remember what I call. I'm just telling you. No, I'm just kidding. Rodgers could very well take that spot in camp. I mean, we seen it last year with DJ Glaze, right? But the only reason it happened with DJ Glaze is because Thayer Munford got injured. And DJ Glaze, hold on, let me try to adjust this camera sideways for some reason. Thayer Munford got injured, right? This light is killing me, bro. And DJ Glaze had to come in and play. But when he came in, he never looked back, right? He was ready. He got those reps against Max Crosby in camp, which is going to be coming up very soon for some of these young bucks like Caleb Rogers, like Charles Grant. You're going to get your welcome to the NFL. And if you can handle your own against Max Crosby, you know, Adam Butler, Jonah Lalu, if Caleb Rogers is holding his own against these guys, I don't see any reason why you don't give him a chance, right? If he's outshining these guys. I agree, Rodgers has huge upside to start. Get the bump and bruises out of the way early in the season, right? And you're going to get those bumps and bruises out of the way very, very soon as camp starts, because you got Max Crosby, you got Malcolm Kuntz, you got Tyree Wilson, right? You got Charles Snowden. You're going to have guys like, you know, Jafari Harvey, guys like John Joyner. There's a lot of defensive ends. Don't forget Andre Carter. Who else we got in there? Who am I forgetting? Tonka Hemingway, right? JJ Pegues. If these young bucks are holding their own against those guys, I'm totally down with starting them. And I just know from what I've seen over my lifetime of being a Raiders fan, and from what I've seen the last couple years in drafting, and from what I've seen this year, it's been, like I keep saying, a lot of character, right? They want these guys that are smart, that can play multiple positions, that you can plug and play anywhere if you have to in a drop of a dime. And I think we have a lot of those guys that people are sleeping on. Yes, they're no-name guys. Yes, they haven't done a lot. They haven't got a lot of snaps. But we got some sleepers on this team that are going to surprise some people. And if you got a kid, a young man, like a Caleb Rogers, like a Charles Grant, you know, that's doing what DJ Glaze did last year, making noise in camp, showing, you know, that if somebody gets hurt, he can easily take over that spot, man. It's big. It's big for us. Whatever, Rebel, I'm out. Where you going? Peace out, Hawaiian Candy. What did you tell? What are you talking about? What the fuck is she talking about? I don't know what she's talking about. You never listened to me. Salute Nation. Sorry, I was away from the computer. I read all your messages. What are you talking about? Nope, I'm going silent. This chat, no drama for me. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. crazy ass psycho cool candy piece. Harvey probably will be on the practice squad. I hope he makes a practice squad because, like I said, man, this kid has a lot of, our young man has a lot of upside, right? He's, you know, if you watch the film, when he was there with my guy Cody Lindenberg, right? Wasn't it? Oh no, that was the other dude, John Joyner. But man, if you watch the film on my guy, he's talented. He's got the size. He's got the speed. You know, he's got to work on technique a little bit, but he has definitely the strength. Does he have that motor, right? I didn't see too many plays where he had to chase guys down, right? Because he made the plays. He made the tackles. So we got some sleepers, man. We got some sleepers. I'm here for it. I just like messing with them because it's been a long time. Rosetown in the building. Greg Brewer in the building. What's good? Appreciate you guys. I'm getting the hang of this, man. I'm starting to look on both sides. I won't miss y'all as much. I sure to hell will not miss the super chats. I don't know why there is no notification on this shit. I'm trying to implement stream elements or something to this damn Restream IO. And it's not working, man. It's not working. It's just frustrating the shit out of me. So I apologize if you super chat, if you gift, you know, if you become a member. I got nothing to show me, bro. I got no sounds, no pop-ups. So if I miss it, I will get to it. I get to it, I promise. I just hope it doesn't take an hour like it did for my guy GeoMex last night. I apologize, bro. I did not know it was over an hour that you super chatted. Again, man, that's ridiculous. I got to do better. I got to do better. I got to do better. Snowden isn't all that either. You know, he's not bad though, right? Do you remember the Cleveland Browns game last year? I keep bringing up, right? He chased down Deshaun Watson all the way to the sideline from one side of the field to the other. That was Charles Snowden that made that play to end the game. So, I'm saying, man, yes, he might have made some mistakes off the field, but on the field, Charles Snowden has a lot of upside. He was causing, you know, it wasn't consistent havoc, but he was causing havoc in the backfield when he was in there. Him and Kaylavon Chasen, when Crosby went out, they were getting to the quarterback. They were getting pressures. Now, they weren't finishing, but either does Max Crosby, right? I mean, let's be honest. Dude has 1,000 pressures a season and 9, 10, 12 sacks, right? No disrespect on Max. I'm just trying to fire you up, bro, if you ever watch my show. You are my favorite player on the planet. So yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to my guy Alex. True friends for life. That's what I'm talking about. You don't come in peace ever. You don't even know what peace is. The fuck you talking about? Stop playing. Rosetown in the building. What's good, my guy? How you been, man? Camera is great. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, the green. So see, that's why I don't know if y'all are paying attention to me or listen. I do see one green tree. Camera is great. That helps. And I love the fact that it's a little tree, bro. You want to join the Green Tree Gang, right? I'm going to change the name to it. Green Tree Gang. Become a member. Subscribe. Become a member of the family. You can be part of the Green Tree Gang. And now that I thought about it, I will have a little green tree if you're a subscriber. I don't know if it'll be the tree I want to, because I don't know if YouTube's going to allow me to do that without jacking my shit. I think UDFA Hooford could play backup center and guard as well. And that's another thing. You know, we drafted guys or brought in guys that are UDFAs that can make roster spots. But I like Will Putnam, man. Do y'all not remember? Does anybody know who Will Putnam is? Drop me a 1 in the chat if you remember who this kid is, right? What he did last year in camp. Drop me a 2 if you don't. Don't drop me a 2 on the floor or anything. Drop me the number 2. 1 if you remember Will Putnam. 2 if you don't. So, if you don't, last year, he was the dude. playing center, right? That got into it with Robert Spillane. You know why he got into it with Robert Spillane? Because he was pissing Robert Spillane off. Every time Robert Spillane tried to come into the middle, dude was lighting him up. And he got irritated. I'm telling you, he got irritated, got a little chippy. And then Max Crosby ran in. And then everybody ran in. But this dude did not fucking back down. He stood up to Max Crosby. He stood up to Robert Spillane. And the whole rest of the defense. Malcolm Kuntz, everybody jumped in. There was like 10 dudes surrounding him. You don't remember that shit? This dude is a Raider, bro. That's a Raider to me. That dude should be on this roster. And he deserves a chance to show that he could play. Now, again, if he's not doing it in practice, then you're probably not going to get that opportunity. Maybe he feels, you know, from the last year regime that he never got the opportunity. And I thought in camp, in mini camp, and camp last year, if you watch a lot of Vegas sports and shit, the breakdowns that they were playing of camp and training, the dude was out there putting guys on his back, man. He's got that dog mentality. He's a beast. He wants to just hurt people physically, right? He's got that attitude. He's not just trying to win every rep. He's trying to hurt people. And to me, I want that mentality. I want that killer mentality. So I think Will Putnam, needs that shot, and he needs to show that he needs that shot, because if he's not, you got to step it up. But yes, Hubford, all those guys, we'll go over the roster tomorrow a little bit more. I've already given my roster predictions. I forgot to post it. I apologize. I will get that done. If you didn't see it, go watch the live breakdown. Had a couple surprise roster guys. Rick Rock, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you, man. Peace out, my brother. Oh, hashtag 54 more days until the Raiders football. Oh, Greg Beaker, one of my favorite linebackers of all time history for the Raiders. I love the Beak, man. What, 10 seasons for the Raiders? 9 seasons? Absolute dog, man. I love that, man. Shout out to Greg Beaker. 54 days, the number of the Beak until football. Man, shout out. That's the best post so far tonight. Winner, chicken dinner. He's from Longmont, Colorado, where I lived for a bit. Nice. Hell yeah. Shout out, man, to the old school Raiders in the building. And I gifted 5 memberships. I can't pick which one. So if you received it, welcome to the Raiders Unleashed Green Tree family. If you didn't, man, it's $2.99, bro. It's $2.99. And I know there's nothing you get for your money right now, but we have the hotline coming up, the mailbag coming up. We have a whole bunch of stuff for the season, right? We will probably be live for games. If it's not behind like last year. That irritated the hell out of me. And I know I can't get nobody to turn off their TV and listen to me during a football game. So if I'm behind when everybody pops in, I usually just don't do it. However, I will always review after we have Monday Night Scrutiny. Don't forget about Monday Night Scrutiny. It's coming back. It's coming back. It just hasn't been back because we ain't had nothing to scrutinize. And hopefully, can we get prayers in the chat? Can we get prayers in the chat, please? Hopefully, we have nothing to scrutinize this year, right? We could just talk about how good the Raiders are. But remember, if you don't know what scrutiny means, please look it up in the dictionary. It means to break down, to evaluate, to assess. It doesn't mean like it sounds, right? To just, criticize and talk shit on our players, which I do. But I'm a diehard Raider fan. And if you're hurting my team, you're gonna know. I'm just saying, you're gonna know. So shout out to myself for gifting 5 Raider memberships to the chat. I don't know who received one yet. I'll get to it in a minute. Oh, here we go. Jason Downs received a membership. How long will you keep it? That is the question. Shout out to you, my guy. Greg Brewer in the building received a membership. Oh, Greg Downs, welcome to the Raiders Unleashed Green Tree family. Greg Brewer, welcome to the Raiders Unleashed Green Tree family. received a membership, how long will you keep it? I don't even know if you're in the building, but Alfredo, what's good? I love me some chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo, all that kind of Alfredo. That shit is bomb, bro. Welcome to the Raiders Unleashed family. How long will you keep your membership? We shall see. Greg Lira, I don't know if you're here or if they just threw you this membership, but appreciate you, my guy. Welcome to the Raiders Unleashed Green Tree family. And last but not least, Chaz D. What the hell? We just go with Chaz D. Welcome to the Raiders Unleashed Green Tree family. How long will you keep your membership? We shall see. Ray Love in the building. What's good, man? Always a pleasure when Ray Love's in the building. Salute, my guy. I appreciate you dropping in. Rick Rock. I've never done this before, but salute, Tyler. Hey, much respect for saluting the Kansas City Chief when you've never done that before. See, we're growing. We're growing as a nation. Shout out. Glad we could do this together. Just saying, man. I'm just saying. But no, for real. That's real talk, man. Real talk. Big steps. Big steps. Big steps. And I hope that's what you mean by never done this before. Hi, y'all. Hope as well. Greg Brewer, what's good, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And why doesn't it show my membership people? All right, this app is pissing me off, bro. Streaming app. You're really making me mad. My people need to be recognized. Be knuckleized. YouTube gives them some free memberships. They're available to give each month. Man, you ain't got to tell them they were free. Shit, how you know I didn't pay for them out of my pocket? What's wrong with you? Just kidding. My brother Rebel, late again on reading this chat list. Oh, bro, you know how it goes. Who just popped in the building? I got both sides. Tony Chef in the building. Jack Ken in the building. See, I can see y'all. I just got to scroll down this shit. I got so much to talk about. Missing Piano Man's craziest comment. It's cool, though. Y'all missing Piano Man in the building. That's messed up. How do you feel about the Raiders moving to Vegas? I was born and raised a Cali boy, Norwalk. I didn't live there too long. It just got too much for a single mom. Too expensive to try to live in Cali. So we moved to Big Bear, Lucerne Valley, and then, Vegas, where I spent probably most of my life, 25 something years. So I'm a Vegas boy, right? I'm born in Cali. I'm a Cali boy, but at heart, Vegas is home. That's where I grew up. That's what I know. That's what I love. I spent a lot of time in Arkansas as a child because my father lived here. My mom lived in Vegas, so I bounced back and forth. So I know that's a long-ass answer, but I love it, bro. I love it. And I figured by what I was saying, you pretty much get the gist of it. There's a lot of people that hated us leaving Oakland. I felt bad for those players having to play on that, shitty ass field. And yes, I'm going to say it. I'm a diehard Raiders fan. I'm an Oakland fan, but that field was ass. The stadium was falling apart, man. They, no renovations. They didn't have any money to fix anything. And the players deserve better, right? The fans deserve better. Now, I know the people in Oakland are pissed because they can't make it to Vegas, or the people in LA are pissed. But think about all the other fans, the Browns, right? The Ravens, the Titans, all these other teams that moved up and moved cities, right? The Oilers from the Tennessee, all their fan base stayed and followed them, right? And it grew in the city where they came to. And I think that's going to happen with the Raiders. But it's going to take some time. And yes, it's been, 5 years already, and people are still bitter and butthurt, have their panties in a bunch. But I think it was the best thing for the organization. I think it was the best thing for business for the organization. This franchise has been, it's worth way more money than it's ever been in the history of its organization. I think that's huge for growing this franchise, for making us a winning team. We just got to put asses in the seats. And if we can't put asses in the seats because the ticket prices are too much, then it's never going to be good enough, right? However, if we can, it's got a chance to be the greatest place on earth, right? The greatest place on earth. You got a great stadium, a great field. Guys aren't, getting injured because they're playing on fucking dirt, right? Let's be honest. They're playing on dirt most of the season because it wasn't even our stadium. It was the A stadium. So the Raiders have, their own stadium. They own their shit, right? Not yet, but it's coming very, very soon because all the fans coming to watch their team play in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium pay for our stadium. So I think it was the greatest thing on the planet, right? The best business move you could ever make. And yes, it's taken some time to grow into Vegas. Yes, it's taken time to get the right coaches, the right players, the right management, the right leadership in the building. But I think we have that now, and I feel like the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Back 18 wanted to show love. Wow, whatever. Show love then. Show love. Rick Rock with the green tree. What's good? I'm from Green Tree 13, homie. What's good? What's good? Speaking of them Green Tree. Amari gonna bring this camp too? I know there's a lot of people, and shout out if you're watching on YouTube. A lot of new people to come to this channel. I'm your host, Raiders Rebel, host of Raiders Unleashed. Welcome. Tickle the notification button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? If you're vibing with this kind of Raider talk, no nonsense, unfiltered, unleashed Raider shit daily, except for weekends, man. Except for weekends. I say daily. When I say daily, I mean Monday through Friday. Now, sometimes it is daily. I mean weekly. When I say daily, when I say weekly, you know what I mean. Damn, I gotta stop smoking. And all y'all know how I feel about Amari Gaynor, bro. Amari Ferrari is that dude. He should have had so much grass time last year, so he could have been developing last year. The coaching staff failed to put the right people on the field, and I think that was a big problem, with this team last year, minus the injuries. So the sky's the limit for Amari Gaynor, dude. It's not if, it's when he takes over that linebacker position. Now, is it going to be Mike linebacker? Is it going to be, the Will? Is it going to be the Sam? Whatever. Weak side, strong side. It depends. I'd like to see him at Mike. I think he's intelligent enough. I think he has, if they can ever get him on the field so he can get enough experience, right? Once he gets that experience, we seen what he did at the 49er preseason game last year. The man played Mike linebacker the whole entire game. I don't think he ever came out of the game, but maybe a couple snaps. So he's proven that he's got the ability. He can play the whole game. And, the sky's the limit for Amari. And good things are going to happen. Good things are going to happen with Amari Gaynor under Pete Carroll. I promise you. I promise you. But he's got to get reps. He's got to get reps. And he's going to get them. He's going to get them. You'll see. You'll see in preseason. You're going to be like, Amari Gaynor, bro. What the hell did he do over the offseason? Mark my words. Mark my words. Prayers. Love the prayers. Shout out Alex M. Candy, you're a ray of sunshine. Don't be lying to her, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. Tony Chef in the building. Did your buddy Beaker break someone's jaw in training camp his rookie season? Maybe Scott Davis. Hey, that's why I like him, dude. He's got that rebel mentality, right? And all Raiders should have that rebel mentality. Mark Davis was the original rebel, right? He defined all odds. He didn't listen to anybody's rules, any bullshit, anybody say he couldn't do it, right? He just started the AFL, and they were like, bro, can you merge with us because you're going to take over this shit, right? So, I love the rebels. I love the guys like Lyle Alzado, the guys, that wasn't here very long, but Greg, Romanowski. I said Greg Romanowski. The dogs, right? So yeah, he may or may have not done something like that. Allegedly, right? I'm not bueno. Yes, you are, bro. You are very good, my guy. You are very, very good. Very good guy, bro. All right. I don't see no stars. I don't see no green trees. I don't see no dots. I don't have to answer these questions then, right? We can move right through. Happy and sad day. The Raiders LV. I couldn't afford to go to the games. Wait. Happy and sad with the... Oh, happy and with them leaving? I couldn't afford... I mean, that's the biggest part. Everybody could afford to go to the games in Oakland. But, man, other than that part, everything else is good. So I agree with you, Kena. And I said that, if we could afford to go. Right? The stadium, the facility, the training facility, the cooks we have in the building... the trainers we have in the building, everything in Vegas is top flipping notch, bro. It's top of the line. And players want to come here for that reason. Not only because, Brady's now part owner and, you got Spytek in the building and you got guys like Pete Carroll who anybody wants to play for. It's the stadium, right? The City of Lights. You got no taxes. It's a good thing. But, man, they got to lower those damn ticket prices. If we win early, there will be much more black in the stands. I mean, I don't know. I lived in Vegas for a long time, and it's expensive to live in Vegas. It's not cheap to live there, and there's a lot of poverty. I lived in North Las Vegas my whole life, so everybody sees the Strip. But if you've ever been in Las Vegas, and they're gonna hate me for this, if you've ever been to Las Vegas and you've ever left the Las Vegas Strip, it's ghetto, bro. It's ghetto. The whole damn place. Unless you go to Summerlin or, up to Red Rock Mountains where all the rich people live, it's not. There's a reason why you drive down the freeways in Las Vegas and they started building block walls along all the freeways so you can't see, the poorness, bro. It's hard. They don't take care of the people. And with no taxes, you would think, there'd be a lot more money in Vegas, but they have casinos everywhere. You have a slot machine at the grocery store. You have a slot machine when you go buy food. You have slot machines at 7-Eleven. If you don't know what 7-Eleven is, it's a corner store where you buy gas and, food and shit. Some people on the East Coast don't know, or in the South, never seen a 7-Eleven, which is wild. But, yeah, so I'm caught up to the chat. What are y'all talking about? I don't read my chat. I ain't caught up. Man, so let's break down some shit that I want to talk about. And again, I'm not pulling it up on shit. So, will the Raiders finally get... Oh, so some mailbag shit. Will the Raiders finally get a veteran safety or corner to complement the existing roster? Much needed. You see the thumbnail, right? Mike Hilton's available. Here's my take on Mike Hilton. He's 5'9". Yes, he's established veteran. Yes, he's one of the best, slot corners probably in the NFL right now. But if that was the case, why is he not signed? Why is he still on the free agent market, right? If you're the best corner or the top slot guys in the NFL, you're not looking for a job. On the other hand, he's 5'9". That's not a Pete Carroll slot corner, right? That's not. It's more like 6'2", which would be kind of like a Justin Simmons. But he's a little bit too old to be playing a slot, in my opinion. I don't think he has the speed. But if we're talking about speed, right? Now, if we're talking about speed, Darnay Holmes runs a 4.47, not the fastest, right? Not great speed at the slot. He's also 5'9". So, is our slot guy / nickel guy going to be a shorter guy? Or is it going to be a Lonnie Johnson that's 6'2", 6'3", that still runs in the, low 4.4s? I'll give you my answer coming up after this ad break. I'm just kidding. There's no fucking ad break. Stop. The channel's not that good. What's good, Chews? What's good, my guy? Chewy in the building. So, I say no. I say no. Absolutely no on Mike Hilton. If the Raiders are going to do it, like I've said for the last 2 months, but, you know, I got to report on the shit that's being talked about, right? My answer is still no. If they were going to bring in Mike Hilton, they would have already done it. And I know you're going to say, well, Raiders Rebel, didn't they just release Carter Bradley? What was that for? We'll get into that in a bit. I don't think it's going to be Mike Hilton. I don't think it's going to be the guy. I don't think he fits, you know, a Pete Carroll scheme. There are some guys out there we'll pull up that we could talk about. Do they bring them in? I feel still the answer is no, right? And not now. Not now. It's not no ever. But I think we're going to go into camp, and they're going to see what they have in these guys, right? Who's going to make this roster? Who's going to make the practice squad? I think they already pretty much have a good idea of what guys they're keeping and what guys they're not keeping, right? This year, I think this coaching staff is, you know, a step ahead of the last regime, where they already pretty much know in their mind, just from the character of guys, right? The way they show up, the way they work, their work ethic, you know, the smile on their face if they want to be here. I think they pretty much have a good idea of their, not all the 50, you know, 54-man, 53-man roster, whatever the hell it is nowadays. So that's how I feel. So I don't feel like they're going to go, you know, bring in no high name guy that's, you know, been sitting there forever that they could have already signed. Now, it is possible that after camp that they're not happy with what they see, and before the preseason, they do make a move. I just don't feel like it's going to be Mike Hilton. Justin Simmons could be, and I gave you my pitch earlier. I feel like that's the smartest move. I think he would really, really help this team. You know, I'm not going to repeat everything I said for the new people that came in, but just a chip on his shoulder, him knowing the AFC West, wanting to get back at the Broncos, what better place to do it with the Raiders? And I don't want to see him, you know, go to the Chargers. I sure the hell don't want to see him go to Kansas City, right? So if you want to stay in the division and make some noise, come to Vegas, man. Bring him in. And my main reason is, you know, during this slow time, would have been the best time to bring in a Justin Simmons. Would have been the best time to bring in a Mike Hilton, right? There's nothing going on. They had a whole week, right? You could have called those guys and said, hey, we want to bring you in, you know, we want to bring you in for a visit. We want to try you out. We want to see, you know, if you could possibly help this team. They didn't do that. They didn't do that for a reason, because I've said it all along. They believe in the guys they have. And now until those guys show that they can't do what they need them to do, which we'll find out very soon, I think they're rocking with those guys. So I don't see it. I don't see it being a corner or a safety spot that we're bringing in. Now, what I do see is a wide receiver. Ask me why. Somebody ask me why. Somebody please ask me why. No, you don't have to ask. Lots of rumbling for Justin Simmons at free safety. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world, Jack. It makes all the sense in the world. But let me start this so I know where the hell I'm at, so I don't lose the chat. Please, no season-ending injuries of anyone in the league. Yes. See, I got 2 prayers. Only 2 people out of the 14 people don't want us to have any catastrophic shit happen to us this year. Y'all are sad, bro. I'm just saying, y'all are sad. No wonder we have so many injuries on this team. Can't get no love or support. Jeez Louise. But yeah, so why do I feel it's a wide receiver? Well, Jack Best is not signed. Not only is Jack Best not signed, but 30 of the 32 players taken in the second round still have not signed contracts. We all know about the guaranteed money they want because the 2 dumbass teams decided to, you know, I don't want to say dumb because maybe they believe in these players and there's a reason they played them guaranteed money, you know, so it's good for the players, right? But it's not good for the rest of the league that doesn't have the money to guarantee or doesn't want to guarantee a bunch of guys that they haven't seen do shit on the field, right? It's so bad to guarantee guys money in the NFL that you drafted, whether it's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or seventh round, or a UDFA. You don't give these guys guaranteed money until you've seen them do something on the field, right? Preseason at least, I mean minimum preseason, but you want to see something out of them on the field before you have to guarantee their contract. So I think that's a problem. You know, they're counting on Jack Besh to make this roster, but if he decides to hold out like 30 guys and 2 first-round guys that are not signed yet, 32 guys could decide to hold out before the season starts. And there's a very big possibility that they do hold out. So if those guys do hold out, we don't have a Jack Besh, right? That's one guy we're losing. So maybe they need to go in and feel like they're going to go get somebody on free agency that they don't believe in the guys that they have, you know, like Colin Johnson, like Katron Jackson, the other Jackson, Bo Jackson's nephew. You know, maybe they don't feel these guys are the guys, and maybe they feel they need to go get another wide receiver. That could very well be the situation. Or again, maybe they've had, you know, maybe they've had trade offers for somebody in the building, and they're like, okay, well, we could trade this dude, bring in this guy, and then bring in one of those free agents that we've been looking at. Very, very big possibility. So that's what I see. That's what I see happening. That's what I see going on at the moment. Here Simmons has a small list of teams he wants to play for. Wonder if we are on that list. That's a very good question, Chef. And that's a question I can't answer. I don't know. But I don't know why he wouldn't. You know what I mean? I mean, all the things I just listed a couple minutes ago, right? You have Patrick Graham. You have a guy like Pete Carroll as your head coach. You have no taxes in Vegas. You get to play the Broncos twice a year. There's no other team except for the except for the Lightning Bugs and the Queefs that you can play twice a year, right? No other team. You have to go to the Silver. So why wouldn't you want to get back at Denver, you know, a team that you gave your all to for many, many years, and like I said, is one of the best players, you know, all time for Denver, and probably wanted to retire there and be, you know, maybe be put in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he has those numbers, but he's one of the best players Denver's had on their roster in a long, long time. And maybe he feels disrespected. So I hope he wants to play, and I hope we're on that list. My Broncos co-host is happy Simmons is not on his Broncos business decision. I mean, I get that, Jack Kenna. But there's, you know, they did sign Jahdae Barron. They do have some slot guys. They have a deep roster, and maybe it was the money, right? I think the Broncos were paying him a lot of money, but you're not going to go get that money after you've been sitting in free agency for many, many weeks. Raiders are waiting on cuts. I forgot one. My guy Geomex. Please, no season injuries to anyone in the league. 100%, all facts. That's what I want to see, right? A bunch of healthy guys battling it out, no matter what team it is. You know, good comment, damn good comment to anyone in the league, not just the Raiders, right? Sometimes I have my Raiders blinders on, and I forget there's other teams in the league. Chef says, why, Rebel? I know I'm a little late on that. I got to stop asking y'all questions because I forget to look over there and get the answer when I start rambling. I got to look at the camera. I mean, if y'all want me to talk to y'all like this, that's fine. If you don't mind, because it's way better for me. Then I can read all the comments and talk at the same time. But it just seems disrespectful if I'm not making eye contact, which I can't see y'all's eyes, but if you're looking at me through the screen, it's eye contact, right? I don't know. Salute to all the Raider Nation. Shout out my guy, Geo Mex. Appreciate you. All right. I got no hashtag questions. Happy birthday, Ricky Dudley. Wow. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Danico Autry. Shout out. Happy birthday to Ricky Dudley and Danico Autry. Nice. Candy, rainbows, and butterflies. She's probably picking rainbows and butterflies. Beck pick number 58 in the second. League waiting the picks ahead of him. Nah, I think there's a big problem. The rambling Raider. That's rude, bro. That's rude, bro. Did I miss your comment or something? Why you talking trash to me, bro? Trying to hurt my feelings. I ain't got feelings. But yeah, man. So that's the situation with that. Back to the mailbag. More questions. We're gonna answer these a little faster. Man, why is it so hot in here? I forgot to turn on the air. Woo, 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 woo. Now this is a damn good question. That yes, I will ramble forever. As long as I got some Raider shit to talk about, you're gonna hear me talking. Considering Chip Kelly's Eagles. Now remember this, because I've said this before, and I think it went over some people's heads. But you know, maybe they jumped on bandwagon. It was like, man, it could be, right? It could be. So, Kenna, if you could put a hashtag in front of that, or the little green tree emoji, that way I know you're asking me a question, so I don't skip over them. I'd appreciate it. That one I just happened to see when it popped up. So, but yeah, I will start that. Where'd it go? Damn it, they go so fast. Did you erase the question? Who was my X factor on offense? Was I just seeing shit? Oh no, there. GeoMex said it. Oh, my bad. And he's got the tree. Okay, my bad. I don't know why that looked totally different. It looked like Jack Kenna. Two things coming in at once. Appreciate you, GeoMex. I'll answer that question in just a second. Let me start that. Good shit, good shit. So, maybe y'all didn't know some of this, but when Chip Kelly took over the Philadelphia Eagles, right? They were a 4-12 team. 4-12. You know what they were the next year? Anybody know? Anybody? 10-6. That's a playoff team. 10-6. In Chip Kelly's first year. Not as offensive coordinator, but running the whole damn ship, right? He was in control of everything. And still got that team to be 12 or 10-6 in his first year. Can you imagine what he could do with Geno Smith, with Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, Dante Thornton? You know, some of these guys that I don't mention, I don't know if they're going to make the roster, but it would be absolutely ridiculous, right? So the mailbag question is, considering Chip Kelly and the Eagles, considering that Chip Kelly's Eagles took over a 4-12 team, they went 10-6 the following year. Would you say the Raiders' 2025 offense is better or worse on paper than the 2013 Philadelphia Eagles? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think the Las Vegas Raiders offense is better than the 2013 Philadelphia Eagles? And I know some of y'all might not know who was on that roster, but I got you. We're going to get into it. But I'll give you just a couple names. So, player for player, the Eagles offense might have had a little more talent. But this is questionable. And this is why this is a topic. So please weigh in on this topic. The question is, did they have a little more talent? They had LaShawn McCoy. Does anybody remember LaShawn McCoy? Thumbs up, thumbs down. With an LM next to it, please, so I know what it is for, because I've already asked y'all for some thumbs up and downs. Trying to get chat participation in this bitch. Join in, please. LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson? I know y'all remember Deshaun Jackson. Come on. So, same thing. If y'all remember Deshaun Jackson, can we get the thumbs up? Yes. Thumbs down for no on the DJ next to it. Appreciate it. But let me know if you remember LaShawn McCoy. Why is this going away? Or Deshaun Jackson in their primes. On top of good tight end duos like Brent Selleck and a guy I'm sure some of you older people know, might not have to be too old, but tight end Zach Ertz, right? Who is, I mean, I don't know. With the numbers, is he a Hall of Famer, Zach Ertz? Let me know in the comments. But Zach Ertz, the offensive line. Anybody know who the offensive line was? The offensive line was a young center, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson. Both of those were starting to ascend, young guys that were on the come up. Who does that remind you of? Who does that remind anybody of? Let me know. Two young guys on the come up in the Las Vegas Raiders offense. Y'all don't have to. Don't type it. It's JPJ and DJ Glaze, right? That's these two guys. Jason Kelsey. Yes, I'm comparing JPJ to Jason Kelsey. And Lane Johnson. Actually, Jason Kelsey is a very good comp to JPJ. The athleticism, the strength, that that I'm a hurt you, mentality. Very, very good comps, right? So those dudes were starting to send. While Jason Peters, I believe was the other guard, had been all pro, and Evan Mathis ended up first team all pro that year. So Evan Mathis wasn't even a pro bowler when Chip Kelly took over the offense. But Evan Mathis became a pro bowler, not just a pro bowler, but he became a pro bowler and first team all pro the year Chip Kelly took over. What could that do for Colton Miller? What could that do for Jordan Meredith? What could that do for a Dylan Parham? What could that do for a Alex Kappa or a Caleb Rogers, right? So let me know, man. Let me know on this Philadelphia Eagles team. I'm not done yet. Now, they also had Michael Vick, who was, some say, at the end of his career. Might not have been the end of the career if it wasn't for the whole dogfighting situation. But, Mike Vick, whatever you want to call him, didn't have the greatest year. I do believe he was benched for Nick Foles. I'm pretty positive somewhere down the season. Could we see a situation like that in Vegas? Geno Smith benched for Aiden O'Connell? Please, God, no. That's all I'm saying. Please, no. Because that means we're ass, right? I don't want it to happen. Just a scenario, so don't get your panties in a bunch. Anyway, do you think Geno Smith is better than Michael Vick, towards the end of his season? I'll tell you, his passing is better. He's not near as mobile, but he's still got that quickness. He still can hit you with that second gear, right? So, I give the edge to Geno Smith. I really will. And some of y'all going to be like, what? Did he just say Geno Smith was better than Michael Vick? Michael Vick in Philly? Yes, I did. Or at least I'm hoping, man. Okay, I take that back. I digress. I hope he's better than Michael Vick. I'm not saying he is, because you know how, what I gotta see it first. What else? Oh, not to mention, my phone just fucking died. Not to mention, the rest of the mailbag is done. Good thing we've been on for over an hour. Son of a bitch. So, not to mention, right? Zach Ertz was a damn good tight end. You know, had many, many good years with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think did he finish? I don't know. Is he still playing? I don't even know. But is he Brock Bowers? That's a question we have to wait to see, right? Is Brock Bowers, you know, a way better tight end than Zach Ertz? I feel he is, right? I definitely feel he is. So then you got to look at Ashton Genty, man. Is Ashton Genty a better running back than those running backs? LaShawn McCoy? I pray to God he is. I pray to God he is, right? So if you could take a team that was 4-13 or 4-12 to 10-6, right? Your first year as a head coach with Chip Kelly, why can't he help a guy like Pete Carroll, who has taken many teams to the playoffs or, you know, close to a winning record his first season, but taking them to the playoffs his second year? Why can't those two guys put their minds together, gel together, and have this team 10-6, 11-5, or 10-7, 10-7? You know what I mean? 11-6, 12-5. Why can't they? So there's a little bit of light that I thought I'd shine on y'all. In case you didn't know, Chip Kelly, first year as the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, took a struggling 4-12 team to 10-6. And now he don't have the pressures of being a head coach, right? Now all he has to do is run the offensive side of the ball. And then we got two guys in Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll to worry about the defensive side of the ball. Sounds like the stars are bright in Vegas. The lights we know are always bright in Vegas. What? I'm up to the chat? Look at me go. Shout out to me today. Raiders. James Furpo in the building. Always coming with the Raiders. Good to have you, my guy. Appreciate you. So, man, let me pull up this roster for the Philadelphia Eagles right quick. Because my stoner ass didn't have it ready. And actually, I didn't plan on pulling it up. Eagles roster. What'd I say? What year was that shit? 2013? My phone died. I can't even fact check and look. I believe it was. I'm going with my gut. Did they even have rosters in 2013? I'm just saying. Oh, this is going to be the shitty roster style. It just gives me numbers. It don't tell me positions or nothing. Whoa. How advanced we are today, bro. How advanced we are today. This is the roster. Hold up. I know I'm about to fuck shit up, but y'all gotta see this, bro. If you can see this. This is the roster. 2013 on the internet. And I know y'all just seen a whole bunch of junk and mess, but I don't care. And it does not give it to me in order. And I don't think Our Lads or CBS or any of that shit was around by then. I don't know what my camera looks like now. But let's go to the current roster. Let's go to the current roster. Damn, what a difference, right? What a difference. This is the roster today. You got height, you got weight, you got size, you got age, you got college they went to, years they were in the NFL, right? You got all this shit. Back in the day, they just had a name and a number. It didn't even tell you what position it was. Some fucked up shit. So I guess we will not go over to Philadelphia's roster. What else can I get it on? Anybody else know where I can get a 2013 roster by position? Let me try one more thing. Shout out to the people in the building. Appreciate you rocking with your guy. What does my camera look like? Before I just sit here talking, I forgot to adjust that shit back. Fuck, man. Stop playing. We're good. All right. Try one more thing. What's good? Shout out to the 15 people in the building. Shout out to the 2 people that left. Eagles roster by position. How do you spell position? I'm just kidding, bro. Stop playing. Let me try this. PFF Eagles roster 2013. Oh, why didn't I think of PFF? Duh. Y'all didn't help me? PFF. Okay. Much better. All right, let's pull this shit up. Back to the chat. Back to the live stream. Let's go back to this. Share image. Roster. No, not that one. Suck ass bitch. Let's go with window. A Chrome tab. What's the difference? Fuck it, let's go window. Alright, man. Can y'all see this shit? Can you not see this shit? Let me get back up here. Alright, y'all can see it. Good to go. Like Taco Bell. I don't know where I went, but y'all don't need to see me. So, Philadelphia's Eagles roster was Nick Foles, Michael Vick. We have Aiden O'Connell. Better than both of those guys. We have Miller. And we have Geno Smith. Then, running backs, they had LaShawn McCoy. Wide receiver, Jason Avant. Riley Cooper. Deshaun Jackson. I mean, Deshaun Jackson speed, right? 82 catches, 1,332 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 3 rushes for 2 yards. Nasty numbers. But hold up. Didn't I say Ashton Genty should be better than LaShawn McCoy? Y'all sleeping on Ashton Genty like small school. What if he can't break tackles? How do y'all feel about LaShawn McCoy? Do you even remember LaShawn McCoy? Do you feel he had a better college career than Ashton Genty? Well, 2013. So LaShawn McCoy had 1,314 touches for 1,607 yards, 9 touchdowns, 52 catches for 539 yards and 2 touchdowns. 11 touchdowns, 1,146 or 2,046 yards for LaShawn McCoy in 2013. If that don't make your dick hard, excuse my language, for Ashton Genty, bro, if that don't give you a chubby thinking Chip Kelly did that as the head coach, not the offensive coordinator for LaShawn McCoy, and I'm not taking shit away. LaShawn McCoy was an absolute dog, right? Was a beast. Had everything you need. Had the vision, had the speed, could run over guys, could bounce off tackles, had the wiggle, right? Could catch out of the backfield. the total package, all of it. But come on, man. That's got to fire you up, or you have no pulse. That's got to breathe some kind of light and inspiration into thinking, if you thought Ashton Genty, could not maybe possibly, is he going to break 1,000 yards, 1,200 yards total? Is it going to be 1,600 yards total? Bro, I already went over their offensive line, right? And I'm going to go over it again and compare it to ours. But those are huge numbers. 2,047 yards with 11 touchdowns for LaShawn McCoy under Chip Kelly in the NFL. Do you know Chip Kelly has grown since then, right? He's also dominated college football as an offensive coordinator in Ohio State. Now he's back to bring that mix plus the old Philadelphia mix with the Ashton Genty, with the Raheem Mostert, with the Zamir White. Yes, he makes this roster. I'm calling it. I already called it. Then you had Brent Selleck, right? He only had 32 catches, 502 yards, but he had 6 touchdowns. That's more, I'm saying it, more than Brock Bowers had last year. I do believe 6 touchdowns. I don't think he had that many. He should have had 60, but he did not. So, with that being said, Brock Bowers is better. LaShawn McCoy, Ashton Genty, that's a toss-up. I'm not saying Ashton Genty is even anywhere close to LaShawn McCoy. Or Deshaun McCoy. What the fuck did I say LaShawn for? Deshaun Jackson. Why am I getting my fucking mind messed up? Deshaun Jackson. What did I call him? Fucking, I don't know what I called him. Yeah, LaShawn McCoy. That's what I'm talking. Jeez, I don't know why I'm mixed up. So yeah, Ashton Genty's got a lot to prove to even be mentioned in the name as LaShawn McCoy. Nick Foles, on the other hand, I think Geno's got the edge. And I really think this offense that we have, I think Aiden O'Connell could possibly have the edge over Nick Foles. 2,891 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. I believe Aiden could have a year like that with the weapons we have, barring the right system. Not the 2 interceptions. Probably not. Then we go down the line. Jason Peters, left tackle. I think Colton Miller, I don't know. I don't want to say better career. I'd have to compare their stats and numbers. I didn't watch a lot of film on the Philadelphia Eagles in 2013. The games I did watch, I have absolutely they had no meaning for me, so they are not in this memory. I'm going to be 100% transparent. But I'm going to take Colt Miller over Jason Peters. Evan Mathis was an absolute freak, bro. I believe Jordan Meredith under Chip Kelly, the offensive line coaches we have, the guys we have in the building, could eventually be that all-pro first-year guy, right? Now, maybe not next year, but possibly, right? He had an 80% grade last year. And I don't know how Jordan Meredith did not make the Pro Bowl, to be honest. He was the 5th best graded offensive guard in all of football, and he was the 10th best offensive lineman graded in all of football. So why Jordan Meredith is still battling for this guard spot, it makes no sense to me. But I believe Jordan Meredith has the potential, because of his size, his athleticism, to be a guy like an Evan Mathis, right? And that's big shoes to fill. I mean, it's huge shoes to fill. But with the guys around him, like JPJ, right? Mathis had Jason Peters next to him. He had Jason Kelsey next to him. Made him a better player. It made him that all-pro player, plus his work ethic and, all that shit. Imagine Meredith with JPJ in his second year with Colton Miller healthy. This line can be very, very nasty, dude. Very, very nasty. Then you had Todd Hermans. Again, I don't even know who the hell Todd Hermans is. But I feel like Kappa's probably not better than him, right? If they went 10-6 in their first year, I'm not going to say Kappa's better than this dude. So could Caleb Rogers be better than him? There's a very big possibility Caleb Rogers could be better than this man. You know, down the line. I would start Caleb Rogers, like I said, and give him that chance. Then you have Lance Johnson, who was a rookie. That's right. A rookie. Yes. 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 Our guy, Chip Kelly, started a rookie on the offensive line. Imagine that. Tell me again. Tell me again, nation. All these people saying Caleb Rogers can't start week 1 because he don't have the experience, because he's a rookie. So was DJ Glaze. So was Lance Johnson, who started as a rookie at right tackle. Same as DJ Glaze. I think our offensive line is pretty close to this offensive line that went from a 4-12 team to a 10-6 team, 10-7 team. Why do I keep saying 6? To a 10-7 team. No, let me know in the chat because I'm gonna be way behind. Actually, I'm not. I can see it on the other side. Hey, I like this. Yo, Rebel copyright. What? Oh, why is it showing that? My bad, my bad. Appreciate you. Good looking out. Good looking out. Glad I seen that. Now I gotta put this back up again. Son of a biscuit, bitch. Fuck my life. Damn, I just messed everything up. That's why I don't even. I appreciate you, but that's why I don't read the chat. It just jacked everything up. All right, so roster. No. Where the fuck is it? This one. Yes. Minimize that. Jeez, though. This is too much shit, bro. Make this one bigger. Make it bigger. That's what she said. Stop. Oh, God. I don't know where it went. Damn it. All right, time out. Give me a second. I just fucked everything up by clicking the wrong button to try to get rid of the ad. Stupid. Very stupid. All right, so let's pull this up. All right, we're back. Now, pull this. Cox. Language, Jimbo. Language, Jimbo. All right. That's still not the right one. Fuck happened. Close you too then. Jesus. I just closed out the live, didn't I? Suck ass, bro. Suck ass. Suck ass. Suck ass. Not do that to me. Not do that to me. Fuck. Shit. I'm back. Hold on. Yo, my bad. I'm back. Damn, I hit the wrong button, bro. Stupid shit. Why is that thing going so fast underneath? No, y'all can't read that. All right. I got two going at the same time. Why do I have two? Son of a bitch. Is everything good? Can y'all hear me all right? Is there an echo? Does it sound good? I don't know what the hell I did. I do know what the hell I did. I clicked X on the wrong flipping button. All right, so this is back up. Man. Fucking nightmare, dude. Nightmare. Woohoo! Because I feel metal. Alright, let's go. To share. Damn screen. So I guess I don't even have to share screen, but hopefully it keeps y'all more interested. Raiders cut live. I don't fucking know. I need to delete one of these. Alright, get rid of this ad. Shout out to my guy, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. That wasn't your fault. That was all mine. Good looking out. 100%. And remember, 2013, right? I believe the Giants were a solid ass team. I believe the Cowgirls, the Commanders, were all solid ass teams. It was a tough division. It was no cakewalk. Okay, maybe not the Commanders. Are the Redskins. All right, where was I? Where was I? Get back to this shit. So the offensive line, like I was saying, I think our offensive line is very comparable to this offensive line. You know, that turned the team around overnight with the Chip Kelly offense. But then let's get on to the defensive side of the ball, right? Because their defense was nasty, nasty. So they had left defensive end, Cedric Thornton, who had 1 sack, 0 fumbles, 0 fumble recoveries, 0 interceptions. They had Benny Logan at nose tackle, who had 2 sacks, 1 fumble recovery. You had Fletcher Cox, which I got to remember who. I'm trying to. I don't know. I got to figure out who the defensive coordinator was for that team. I'll look it up here in a second. Fletcher Cox had 3 sacks. Bro, this defensive line was eating. Good Lord. Okay, so Fletcher Cox had 3 sacks, 1 fumble. Connor Barwin, left outside linebacker, which there is no left outside linebacker. It's weak side linebacker, but however they have it listed. Had 5 sacks as a linebacker, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. D'Amico Ryans. Some of y'all might know that name, right? D'Amico Ryans. If y'all know that name, can you tell me where he's at now? Oh. Whew, excuse me. That was rude. Why is my shit glitching? Hold up. I gotta delete this flicking thing. Remove host. I hope it doesn't end the whole thing. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good, right? Y'all can see. Y'all can see. You can't see me. That's a problem. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I gotta resize this shit. Okay, here I am. Here I am. You see me? I know y'all miss me. All right, so D'Amico Ryans, an absolute dog. 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, no forced fumbles. Then you had Maya Cal Kendricks, 4 sacks, 3 interceptions, 4 fumbles recovered. Whew. Trent Cole. Why can't I see what position these fucks played all of a sudden? All right, there we go. My bad. Are you dirty bitch? Why am I having so many problems? What is going on? Trent Cole. Where the hell is he? Go away, ad. Fuck my life. Shout out to the people still rocking with me in the building. If you made it this far, you are a diehard. I already know you are a real one. If you made it the whole live, man, I can't express my gratitude and thanks for y'all. You know, y'all the shit. So my guy Kendricks, we read that. Trent Cole, roaming outside linebacker. No, right outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him, right? That strong guy. 8 fucking sacks, flipping sacks. Excuse my language. Excuse my French. Bradley Fletcher, left corner, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovered. Kerry Williams, 1 sack, 3 interceptions, 1 fumble recovered. Safety Nate Allen, 1 sack, 1 interception. This defense had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 interceptions that season. They also had 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11 fumble recoveries. 11 fumble recoveries from this defense for a Chip Kelly coached offense. I mean, Chip Kelly coached team. You don't think Chip Kelly, if he sees a problem in this defense, is going to tell Patrick Graham, bro, let's do this like this, right? Chip Kelly's not just the offensive coordinator. Chip Kelly's a head coach. Head coaches know offense and defense, or they should. This is a brilliant, brilliant man. So, again, I hope this just brings a little bit more enthusiasm, lightens the load like your girl does sometimes for you, when it comes to how you feel about this team and where we could be. Can we be a win now team, right, that comes in and competes right off the rip, that shocks the hell out of the world, which I don't know how much of a shocker it's going to be, because the more and the more and the more and the more and the more I turn on the TV to Las Vegas Raiders, right? Whether it's Chip Kelly, whether it's Ashton Genty, whether it's always Pete Carroll, what Pete Carroll is going to do to this team, how Pete Carroll is going to turn around this team. Man, oh man, I'm telling y'all. Big things, right? So I feel this defense, when you look at names like that, there weren't a lot of big, huge name guys, right? No, I don't want to leave that. Leave site. Yes, leave site. All right, right? So they weren't, they weren't a bunch of Pro Bowlers. They weren't a bunch of big name guys. Is there still anybody? Oh, all right, 5 people. My bad. Right? They were a group of guys that coach, Chip Kelly, who is now our offensive coordinator, this is what he's going to do for our offense, got these guys to bond together, to play as a unit, to play as one, to know what others are thinking before they think it, right? You just look at a guy and be like, yeah, I got him. You don't have to talk. You don't have to point fingers. When Raiders get to that point, which is going to take time, but it's not going to take a lot of time, right? And with the guys we have in this building, when they get that camaraderie and, that instinctiveness about each other, knowing what each other are going to do, when they're going to do it, this team is nasty, bro. This team is nasty. You are an asshole? Why am I an asshole? That's rude shit. He truly is showing no appreciation to help, and I do never get credit, so I ignore him truly. What credit do you want, girl? What credit do you want? What is your emotional problem today, woman? What is it? What do you need from me? What do you want credit from? What? Were you the one saying take it down too? I don't know. Whatever you did, thank you. I appreciate you. Fuck, man. What is the dealio? So that's today's show. It gives me more to talk about tomorrow. Obviously, the phone died in the middle of this shit. Prepared. Always be prepared, no matter what it is. If it's a job, show up 15 minutes early. You might think, why the hell would I do that? Because it shows that you prepared. It showed that you took the time to make sure you were early, right? It means you scheduled in advance. It shows you have your shit together, right? So prepare for the pads to come on and people to get smacked around clickety clack style very, very soon. I love y'all. Peace out. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for everybody watching on YouTube. Like, subscribe to the channel if you want to show love to the channel. All that shit is always welcome, but never expected. So appreciate y'all. Share this live. Rock with your boy. Comment afterwards. Show some love. I'm out. Peace. Raiders. It's not if, it's when. We just win, baby. Good night, everyone.